One.
All right, get over there.
Hi, this is Kylie, and this is Jen. And we've got our new girl here, Erica. So, yeah, we left the guys out of this one today.
I know.
Look,
Don't start with him.
Look, you thought she wasn't going to be in the video.
Hi, Kylie Jean.
I know. I couldn't do it last time.
Because you keep focusing on TV?
Yeah, and it's
There's-
all delayed.
There's a delay, and it
Hey,
drives Steve
can we
nuts.
just start a new
cookies.
series and call it like Cookies and Milk, and we'll just sit here and talk while we eat cookies?
Hey,
That
it's
is so
it's your
wrong.
dime. We'll do
that.
whatever you want.
I'm all about it. That's every video that I will be in if I can eat cookies. But I don't want milk. I can't have milk.
So we're going to talk about some topics today.
Yes.
And Steve's going to eat another cookie. Those.
I want that one.
I hope you guys can
Why
hear
is
us
that
this fun.
cookie? Why? Why
Maybe
that
it looks
cookie?
good.
It's the cookie I wanted.
Bye, Kylie. I'm sorry that we didn't talk to you more.
She's
Kylie's
more
getting ready to
interested in
leave.
cookies.
Bye.
So what are we going to do today, Donald? Hey,
I'm hungry.
cookies,
Hold
milk,
on.
guns. I like
on.
it.
Yes.
So
Kylie,
we're,
would you be so kind as to get me a water if I give you 75 cents to
A what?
he owns the water machine. I just
Get a
want
what?
everybody to know that, and he still pays for it.
Water. Somebody asked for
What do you want, Steve?
A water.
A water.
You want that in 22 or 38? 380?
We good?
Walter.
All right. Sorry to be so, normal us.
Yeah, sorry to be us.
So what we got today, Donald? Go.
We've got some topics to talk about today. So, if some good news, some bad news, some what's the middle part? Good, bad, or
Indifferent?
Indifferent.
I like the good, bad, and ugly.
That was a good movie.
Wow. So who's the good and the bad and the ugly?
I'll take the ugly part.
I'll take the ugly. All right. So tell us first topic.
So you guys may remember what's it been? Six months, maybe close to a year.
Have you all heard what they're trying to do out in Washington? Somebody Richard said.
Washington State, no. What are they trying to do?
But if you could type it up there, we'll gladly talk
Yep,
about it.
Basil, keep track of what that is, and we'll go back to it.
need to
So
on
first
top
we're going
of
to start off with the good news. So about 6 months to a year ago, I don't remember the exact date, Walmart announced that regardless of state law, they were going to raise the minimum age to purchase a long gun to 21 years of age.
Okay.
There is a girl in Oregon by the name of Hannah that a family tradition of theirs for several generations had been when they turn 18, they go buy their first firearm. Went to Walmart to buy a rifle, didn't specify what. Walmart turned her down, stating their new policy. She decided that was a bunch of shit, and she sued them. Well, guess what? She won. The court found that they violated Oregon's non-discrimination law when refused to sell a rifle to an 18-year-old girl in a ruling by the Oregon Bureau of Labor and Industries earlier this week. So she has filed a suit against them for $135,000 in damages, and I hope she gets it. So,
But the important question is, why was she buying a gun from Walmart to begin with?
because she's in Oregon and they don't have a Top Guns there.
Yeah, but they probably have plenty of local gun shops that she could have went to.
True.
I
So,
agree.
Let's not beat on her for that. Let's just say
No, it's just
maybe they had the gun that no one else had, or
So was that the good news or the bad news?
that was the good news. So we got somebody standing up and winning one of the battles. So now they're going to, according to Walmart, they offered her as a settlement. They offered her a $150 settlement that came with a gag order, which she declined. So
She,
charges-
how much? $150?
$150. Which is probably the cost of the gun or thereabouts. Charges were officially filed by the state.
So
on
what are
August
you saying is the
21st.
issue? I don't understand.
August 21st with a hearing scheduled for November 18th.
They can turn anybody down they want. I don't see the issue.
They based it on her age. They're saying that Oregon is saying that is discrimination.
So
It's based on age.
you know what? And this is
But
what scares
they
me.
can turn them down for anything
No.
they want.
ATF says that you can turn them down no matter what.
Right.
ATF says that. But that doesn't mean that
There's your
civilly,
water.
that does not mean that civilly you couldn't get sued and lose a case.
So you're telling me that if some guy
Thank you.
walks in here, and let's just say he's, let's use a different time here. Let's say he's drunk or something. And if I turn him down later, he comes in. Could he civilly sue me for
Sure.
turning him
Anybody,
down?
he probably would not win, but anybody can sue you civilly for any reason.
Right. But this was based on
Crap.
based on legal precedents as far as age discrimination. So that's where she used that legal premise to fight her case. It would have been the same thing if they turned her away because she was of a different religion or a different color. It all falls in the same category, and that's where she used it. So, and used it to her benefit.
Is age a protected category? Must be.
They said under their non-discrimination laws, it's protected. So,
hey, can you go back and bring up the last quote or the last thing that just came up?
And you were talking about
Sweet gun porn.
So you mentioned criminal versus civil, which leads us to our next story. Coming out of the Sunshine State, go figure.
Thank you, Bad Karma.
California just passed legislation that has ordered the National Rifle Association to stop selling their carry guard insurance, which is a policy that covers legal costs should someone get into a legal self-defense shooting.
So is this a certain company, or what are we talking about?
This is the NRA. This is their
Oh,
insurance,
yeah, I know what you're
insurance
saying.
policy.
So a lot of people actually come in the shop and ask us about that, and I don't really have a good opinion. I don't know what your opinion is, but should you get carry insurance? So if something happens, should you buy the insurance that kind of covers your ass if you have to use
And
it?
what they do is, and we'll talk about this here in just a minute, we actually have a free seminar coming up on this topic that we'll be hosting here at Top Guns. We'll talk about that here in a few minutes. So what this insurance does is it's, $15, $20 a month, something like that. And they supply you this company that's in bringing an attorney in to answer questions here. But basically what they do is they supply you with 24/7 phone support with legal advice, legal counsel. If you are charged in a crime with a self-defense shooting, they cover your bail you out. They cover your attorney fees, and they represent you in court, all for that that very nominal cost. Well, California is saying that California residents can no longer do that, and the NRA has to stop
And
selling.
why are they saying that they shouldn't, or they can no longer do
Why
it?
is that bad? Why is
Yeah, I
that
don't-
bad news? Why does that?
Because they're no longer letting people having a way to defend themselves.
What do you mean?
California says you can't use this anymore. You can't have that insurance.
I know, but the reality is California is about as liberal as it gets. Those people just need to move out, go to a state, and let them have their
We'll
state.
take your tax dollars in the state of Indiana.
Yep.
Yep. So according to the Sacramento Bee, a cease and desist order letter was issued by the California Department of Insurance on September 11, preventing future sales of self-defense insurance policies, including the NRA's carry guard. So they're doing everybody's self-defense insurance policy. The policy, which is only held by 2,400 Californians, which surprises me. There's only 2,400 people in California that hold that. California Department of Insurance insists on full compliance with California law that requires persons soliciting the purchase of an insurance in California must be appropriately licensed to do so. The NRA allegedly failed to comply with California's legal requirement. It became necessary for the department to take this action against the NRA to end its legal conduct.
I would
in
like to
California.
know how many people watching us or later on who are watching this video actually have that type of insurance, either by the NRA or somebody, another company.
I'd like to know if anybody watching us has ever not only has it but has had to use it.
I would love to interview somebody, like
Yep.
Skype them,
Yep.
and we'll gladly do it.
Yep.
And say, hey, have you ever had to use this, and what did you say?
Absolutely.
Do? That'd be pretty cool for me.
Love
also.
that idea.
So, it's called NRA Carry Guard.
There's one.
There's one. So here's another one for New York, and it's just kind of tied into it. New York State fined the NRA or the insurer $1.3 million earlier this year, and then the NRA, yeah, they're here, they're stand up. Yep, NRA has filed a subsequent lawsuit against Cuomo. After his attacks of the organization over criticism about the Constitutional Bending Safe Act.
What the hell does that say? Did you know
No.
that California also?
Squirrel.
Cows and the taxes. I didn't see it. It seemed like it was going to be entertaining.
Sorry, got me off subject here. So, Don, this is an off topic. It's because that's what we do. But what do you prefer? If you had to pick a gun, an AR or an AK, which one would you pick?
AR.
We should name our sessions
Random thoughts.
ADHD with Top Guns. that should be the label of our chat sessions.
Someone will get offended.
We have good intentions when we start these lives, but anybody that's been watching us for a while or knows us personally, that's just not the way it goes. I swear.
Train
We
wreck.
are far from knowing what we're going to do every day of our lives.
TGADHD. I love it. That is our new tagline.
Yep.
But you get distracted halfway through that.
Yeah, that's right.
We won't get through it.
TGI.
Whatever.
All right, there's another bill that was recently passed. They're both passed in the House and the Senate this week.
Hold on. Did we talk about the seminar?
No.
So while we're on that topic, I
Go
know
ahead-
that
go ahead and talk about
U.S.
that real
Law
quick.
Shield will actually, we're going to do a seminar here about kind of the same thing, I believe, as the NRA Carry Guard or whatever it is.
And the U.S. Law Shield is one of the gold star recommendations from the NRA.
Okay,
they
so
are NRA
it is here at
endorsed.
the shop, November the 9th from 6 to 8 p.m. They will have an attorney present. We'll talk. We'll go through different topics with Indiana law and Illinois law right here. We'll have it in one of our classrooms. Kind of when you're justified to shoot, when you're not. They're going to give you, if you've ever had that, an opportunity to talk to a law enforcement officer or a police officer and say, "Hey, what's your opinion on this?" Well, that's what these guys do. Can I draw my weapon? All that kind of stuff. That's what they will cover in this seminar. There will only be 50 spots available, and I believe some of them are already taken.
Some are already filled, yes.
But you might check on our website for that, or stop right in, and we'll get you signed up for that. Again, that is November the 9th from 6 to 8 p.m.
We'll have, maybe Basil can post that up for us. You can actually, you can call the shop here. It's 812-299-GUNS and press option 2 for the range and sign yourself up if you'd like to do that. So,
All right. Next topic.
next topic.
Oh, that's so good.
House and Senate passing
No,
background.
you know what? We didn't
background-
answer the question.
I said AR.
Is there a reason you'd pick an AR?
What was the question?
M16 or an AR? Well, AR or
ARA.
or AK. Excuse me. Which one would you pick if you had to sleep with one?
We have to
Like if I was going to fondle it, or as in,
What do-
like,
why
which
sleep
one
with-
would I sleep with next to my
That's
bed?
what he said. That was the question.
Oh, is that the? I didn't hear that
The
part.
question was, I think, was which one would you sleep with?
Yeah.
Go-
What do we
go back
mean
up.
by?
Go back up.
We're gonna have to define sleep.
Keep going. Keep going. We're just going through the questions here.
It says I should sleep with my MC.
Question mark.
Yep.
Thank you.
His English is a little bit messed up, I think.
You know
You're
what?
gonna-
Don't worry about his English. Answer
You're
the
gonna
question.
you're gonna have to specify what sleep means.
Why don't you
So
just answer both of them?
All right.
Which one would you
Like to
on
sleep
in bed?
with. Come on, funny man. Which one?
There's nothing funny. If you're asking which one I would prefer to carry, it would be the
sleep, not carry.
AR-15.
What are you
Okay,
gonna
which
put
one?
your bed
Why?
sleep with?
I don't like AKs. Not a fan.
Wow. All you AK guys out there, remember that.
Get him,
Get
okay,
him.
guys.
Ah.
What are you trying- do we stink?
It just smells.
Basil's walking around behind the camera spraying Febreze. I'm like, oh, what the?
Yeah, we're in a closed room. I apologize. Don's in here. We all apologize for that. Don, third question.
Why, man?
That's enough, dude. It stinks. That shit stinks.
That stinks worse than us.
Yeah, that stinks worse than us.
You got sensitive nostrils.
Oh.
Yes, he does. Not to mention you sprayed half the freaking
Oh,
can.
wow.
No, it was more like
I wish I had a button like radio station. Third question. Pew!
Or a mute button for some of these mics.
A mute button.
I mean, we do, but it's all the way over here.
Talk.
All right, what are we
What's
talking?
this?
Well, there's they're going back and they're trying to push for background checks on ammo sales again.
Oh, Jesus.
So, yep, ammunition sales should be subject to the same legal requirements as firearm sales, and that includes instant background checks, said the Connecticut Senator Blumenthal, yeah, Democrat, we love him, who sponsored that bill. The same laws that prevent dangerous individuals from purchasing ammunition also prohibit them from amassing arsenals of ammunition with one major loophole. There are no background checks for ammunition sales to enforce the law. Wasserman from Florida, Democrat again, she sponsored a House bill that would enforce anyone purchasing ammo. To
What
be
are they
cleared-
trying to
be
the
cleared by
fix?
through the NICS. Such measure would be overwhelming, blah, blah, blah. So I can give you the names of the bills if anybody wants.
Hey, we turn that off. Surprise, surprise.
So basically, states are now introducing bills through the House and Senate to allow NICS background checks to be done on ammo purchases. So if you want to, what am I missing?
Nothing. Keep going.
If you want to pick up a box of 22 or 45, go to the range or whatever.
You
have to do the
didn't answer
same-
my question. I don't get what the problem is. What are they trying to fix?
I read it. You weren't listening. I read the entire thing.
I don't get it. Okay, so what? They're trying to do background checks on ammo?
The
Like, what the hell's the
same
point of
laws that prevent dangerous individuals from purchasing firearms also prohibit them from amassing arsenals of ammunition.
it? Yeah,
So
because
they
they
don't
can carry
want
all that stuff with them for
They
sure.
don't want people to stockpile
Yeah.
ammunition.
All those
amassing.
mass murders out there with
I mean, truth be known, if there was going to be a background check on any of the items, it probably should not be on guns and be on ammo. What are you going to do with a gun? It's a piece of metal. Nothing you can do with it.
Go on. I'm listening. I'm all
I'm
ears.
saying there shouldn't be a background check on guns. If you're going to have a background check on one item,
It
maybe.
would be ammo.
Well, at least with ammo, you could take a hammer and hit
But
the
you
little.
can manufacture your own ammo.
Sure. They're going to have a hard time controlling it. You can manufacture your own firearm and
So-
not have to do an ounce
all
of
right,
paperwork.
So what about this? If I have to get the bullets, the powder, the primers, the casing, any of that, do I ever have to do background checks on it?
Not currently.
No, in your theory of when they should do background.
I don't
if
think
they
there should be a
should.
background check on any of it. I'm just saying, if you're going to have it on one or the other, it almost makes sense that it's on the. It's like
But I can buy the
it's like
components.
it's like a can.
You're missing what he's saying.
The suppressor as a can. We do an 8-month or whatever background check on that for what? You can't even shoot anything with it.
That's because the government wants the money. That's so what his question is if you were to say that ammunition should have a background check, would you include reloading components in that? Would you umbrella that in there with ammunition?
No, I'm not saying any of it should have a background check. I'm saying if you're
No,
going
no,
to
no,
have
no,
a background check on one.
question. Man, are you a politician?
That's what he's doing.
Did you just?
He's crossing.
Did
Wait
you
a minute.
just-
I didn't say there shouldn't be anything.
You went
I
around the
simply
question.
said that it doesn't make
Hard.
sense to have background checks on guns.
I understand, but if there was, hypothetically in Steve's world, a background check on a bullet,
Yep.
which component would you also?
It'd either be the powder or the primer. Probably the ignition source.
All right. No. Mm-mm. All right. You heard it here first.
Well, these lives have been fun.
Yeah.
We'll have
So,
three
guys, we
people on
have
that.
a little bit of time here. Answer any questions. Do we have questions that we need to answer, Basil?
One thing I was going to say beforehand is I looked up Washington State just in overall news, and the only really noteworthy thing
Thank
that
you,
I
John.
could see was they.
Steve doesn't like
striking
CZ
down
rifles,
the
so no.
death penalty.
Can you bring it up on the screen?
Yes, actually, let me do that right now.
All right. He's going to bring it up on the screen. We don't
It's
have
not
a.
true that I don't like CZs.
Steve doesn't like CZs.
Hey, somebody did ask earlier which one of us is a hunter.
I hunt. I haven't for years, but I've hunted most of my life.
I guess, was there a question also attached to who is the hunter?
Yeah, somebody said, who is the hunter?
Okay. Don is the hunter.
Of us three, Don is probably the
Do
hunter.
we have tinted sunglasses in stock? We have currently sold out of all of our tinted Top Gun sunglasses that are ballistics rated, but we have a shipment currently here on its way. Let's call it that.
Yeah.
Here on its way.
Don, on the screen, if you can see that far.
Well, it's all blocked by the camera. Washington Supreme Court strikes down state's death penalty, saying it's arbitrary and racially biased. I need a little more information on that. I don't know how the death.
headlines aren't totally reliable?
Yeah, how could the how the death penalty be arbitrary
Basil,
and racially
do
biased?
you know
I
more
don't-
about this story?
I'm reading it currently.
All right, grab this mic from Steve.
Who's the guy that commented earlier? Maybe he can just kind of elaborate on it.
On what?
He-
That's the reason we're looking
what's
this up.
going on in Washington. Got it. Sorry. The Washington State Supreme Court on Thursday. I can't read it.
I'm looking through it for a specific.
All right, give us a second. You guys can see it on the screen just like we can, except for it's so far away that all of us can't read it.
All right.
Hold on. He's bringing it up here to a full screen so you guys can see it on that side.
Okay, great. So we won't be able to see.
It's just a wall of text is the problem.
A
That's
wall
okay.
of-
Nobody needs to see us.
What time is it, yo?
Nor does anybody
We're
want to
good.
see you. Yikes.
Ooh, burn.
Okay, so they.
Wow.
There you go.
Jacob dropped it like it's hot.
I keep seeing only the line arbitrary, racially biased.
He was back. He's been sleeping with his AR.
That is the equivalent of information.
Yeah, whoever said this story earlier, maybe you can fill us in or if anybody else knows. But again, we will take your questions. We have about 5 minutes, 4 minutes, something like that, to answer any questions
has
that you would
been,
have, except for where's Jen and Kylie?
Been imposed in the
It is the new bill called 1639.
All right, Google that. Bill 1639. Actually, I can Google it here.
Hey, you
Yes,
can
because we
Google
can probably read that one. Basil, bring up Bill 1639. Man, we have new technology. Isn't this fun?
45. Stay away from the shotguns unless you live by yourself and there's no potential for anyone else.
Yeah, he was saying like a 20 gauge or like a carbine, I believe, right?
Yeah. And I said the 45. Stay away from the shotguns. Shotguns are no bueno for home defense.
I have a Vector I kind of like. It's pretty legit.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
That was loud.
That was very loud.
I'm sure that was Kyle's.
So, guys, we are just waiting to bring up the question,
Oh,
the Bill 1639. So,
I should sing.
if you guys want to hear Don sing, we will do that.
Can you give me the 1-3? That's very fast.
You got it?
I bet you guys didn't know that Don knew line for line NWA earlier.
All right, I found a bill
It's right here.
that's 30 pages
The
long.
goal is here to really make sure that our schools and communities, I can't read that. The camera's out the way. Steve, you're going to have to read it. Sweeping change to the state's gun laws, especially concerning semi-automatic rifles such as AR-15s. Tallman Trask with the Alliance for Gun Responsibility Groups. Goals here to make sure, blah, blah, blah.
Anthony just said that he's going to come to the store for the first time here next couple weeks. Anthony, grab Steve, Don, or myself, and we will actually give you a free sticker. Just come mention this conversation.
Yeah.
That's going to excite him. Free sticker.
Hey, we get a free sticker, man. He gets to hang out with us for a while, and he gets a free sticker.
Nobody wants a free sticker.
Have you seen the Top Gun stickers?
I don't know that anybody wants a free sticker.
Well, first things first is I used your credit card and bought us some stickers.
I can't imagine that someone wants to travel halfway across the country to get a free
We have
sticker.
ballistic stickers.
Coming hot.
Dude came out.
Booyah! Top Gun stickers.
They can't see it.
What do you mean they can't see it?
Now they can see it. Now do it.
Booyah! Top Gun stickers.
What do you mean? They still can't see it. We can see
You
what they
can't
see.
see it, Steve, but they will eventually.
Because we just got
Hey,
the
I had
stickers.
never gotten a free sticker. It's because I just spent all Steve's money
Am
and
I not correct?
bought a free sticker. Look at those things. Actually, they weren't first. They're expensive for us, but boom, stickers.
I can explain to you after.
It's like a father.
I think I've been irritating him a lot lately.
No,
Basil's going to hurt you.
the bill is to do three things. One, raising the age from to purchase semi-automatic assault weapons.
Can they hear you over there?
I believe so. It looks like
Yes,
it.
they can.
Okay.
Turn your microphone his
raising
way.
the age to purchase quote semi-automatic assault weapons in the state to 21 from 18. So I'm guessing just rifles in general, apparently.
So 22s can be assault rifles is pretty much what he's saying.
That's what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And also enhance the background checks in an unspecified manner. And the third is related to safe storage.
Which we actually agree with a lot of the state
100%
storage
on
stuff.
safe storage laws. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's promotes charging gun owners if someone not allowed to have a gun gets a hold of their firearm because it wasn't safely stored.
And I'm not
no,
too
no.
upset about that part. Except for they shouldn't be able to tell me what the hell I want to do in my own house.
Define safely stored.
That's
if they
the
break,
point. Right.
If they
The
break,
government
where's
shouldn't-
that line drawn?
The government shouldn't tell you what you can do in your home.
That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, a lot of gun owners are worried that no matter how they store that firearm, if it's taken and used in a crime, they're going to get penalized.
Okay, Steve, this would be a great opportunity for you
Burst
to
of 380
tell
here. Just have
a
that
story.
question. Oh, it's 5 o'clock.
It is for you to
They're decent guns for the money.
tell a quick story about why you should secure a firearm. We can make it very brief.
All right. So recently, I mean, everybody's read the stories where child gets hold of mom or dad's gun and
Real quick. I forgot to mention this earlier. I want to mention this now. We
ADD.
posted up something, on our live about the range officer, the guy's doing the selfies, pointing a gun at the head.
Yeah, that's
right?
not us.
Yeah, I've had a bunch of people come in and comment and say, man, was that here? That was not here.
That's a different Top Gun somewhere else. You can see that story. It's getting shared everywhere right now.
Yep.
Top gun.
it's Top
Yeah,
Gun, not Top
Gun,
Guns.
Not Top Guns.
We're an S.
But yeah, I just want to make that clear to everybody. Thank you very much.
Fuck you, Don!
Appreciate that. That was not us. So, okay, on your story.
All right. So everybody has seen at some point. We have recently had two young men in our community that lost their lives due to the firearm owner not securing their firearm prior to leaving the house.
And I think the one story that sticks out is, they were drinking, smoking, whatever, but they had a firearm out. They believed at the point it might have been unloaded. They were playing around with it, and then he pointed it. They were joking around, and he shot and killed someone.
Yep.
And that was, an underage person, 17, maybe even 18 in this case. I'm not sure. But, when we talk about, safe storage, even here locally, that's what we're talking about. And we try to bring it to the forefront and bring it out as much as we can about safe storage. But when you hear us talking about it, that's why we are stressing
Right. I mean,
it so much.
and safe storage can even be something as simple as a female choosing to carry it in her purse. She goes to a restaurant, sets her purse down on the ground, walks up to the salad bar. Well, that firearm is no longer in a safe position. It needs to be secured in some way. She needs to keep the purse with her if she's going to make that choice to carry it in her purse. If we're going to leave a gun in our vehicles, we need to make sure we're locking our vehicles when we're stepping out.
For sure. All right, guys. I know we're out of time for today, but we do absolutely appreciate you guys stopping by, taking a little bit of time to talk to us. If you have any more questions, leave them down below. Basil.
We just did one.
We just did a TH9
It came
video.
out like 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah, 3 or 4 weeks ago, Juan Paulo. If you look about 3 or 4 weeks ago on our YouTube videos, you'll find one about
he
the
asked
Taurus.
if we ever did a video about the TH9.
Yep, video is out there.
So, guys, again, we appreciate it. Just comment down below if you guys want us to bring a topic up for next week. We'll have one of our two guys, Jacob, Basil, one of those guys, comb through that stuff. And we'll talk to you hopefully maybe next Thursday.
Yep. Have
Maybe
a good.
a little earlier. Basil really screwed things
Yeah,
up.
I really dropped the ball.
All right, guys. We will talk to you soon. Thank you.